Hello, welcome to Bad Guy Wrestling. So today's Friday, February 17th, and it's before SmackDown and AEW come on tonight, and I want to talk about the digital exclusive WWE Valentine's Day thing. If you haven't seen it, I suggest checking it out. It's pretty comical. It follows Dominick Mysterio and Mami, aka Rhea Ripley, on their first Valentines together. And so this is like a perfect example of like the fact of like storytelling as being like the primary driver of entertainment with wrestling. Of course, wrestling is important, the actual in-ring performances, but think to yourself, like, how many times do you remember the storyline over the actual match itself? Probably a lot of times. And I don't mean that you don't remember a great match, but it's really the match doesn't mean much unless there's a storyline backing it. And so I'm probably saying some pretty obvious things here, but the case in point with Dominic is the fact that he's still not a good wrestler. I mean, he's gotten better. I give him that. I mean, I'm not saying kick him off the show or anything like that. And I'm excited to see where he goes because I think the personality is definitely starting to develop here. Especially in the last few months. I mean, it's ever since like the first digital exclusive when the Thanksgiving Day and Judgment Day and him showing up, and eventually the Christmas one where he gets arrested, and then he goes to jail, and then prison Dom starts. So just to get into it, so essentially Dominic and Mami show up at this restaurant that you assume that he's been to a lot because he talks about later having a standing account, and when they show up, the reservation's already been taken by another Mysterio, aka Rey Mysterio, and Rey's wife. So they have this smug look on their face, like they know what they've done. They've taken their reservation, and Dom and Rhea, they get them out of there real fast, and Rey kind of relents and says, "Here, you can have it here," and it's all sarcastically. And so going through this, it's pretty funny. So entertaining nonetheless, especially when you get to the later part where you find out he's been kicked off the account. So he gives them a credit card, that is Dominic, gives them a credit card, and it's declined. and at the same time, some police officers are coming in, and so Dom thinks it's a sting operation against him to go along with his few hours he spent in prison. Now that he's prison tough and everything, or he's been in jail, not even in prison. So he runs out of there, leaving Rhea with the bill. And so the whole time, they're being bad guys there, and they're being rude and everything you would expect, but it's super entertaining. And so here it comes back to it. I care about this storyline way more than I care about a lot of other storylines from people that can wrestle really well right now. And the reality is that, I hate to say it, but that wrestling is not the primary driving force. It's the story time. It's the storytelling. It's the entertainment here. Now, if Dom could, maybe put on a few pounds of muscle and get a lot better in the ring, I mean, you're seeing his personality blossom. I mean, you could go from being the runt of the Judgment Day to perhaps being some sort of champion and further. Because what it really seems right now is he's learning how to, as a heel, how to envelop a character. So obviously, I mean, I would assume that's not him. That's not his actual personality. It didn't seem like it, but he's learning to be authentic in the sense of like portraying this person. I mean, he's a real kind of dickhead now, and I mean, and add some comical elements to it. I mean, Rhea Ripley is really shining in that. When Dom wants them to bring in the restaurant, bring your finest bottle of wine, and your finest chicken tenders. And then Rhea goes, but hold the ketchup. He doesn't like spicy. I mean, it's just hysterical. I mean, because of course the ketchup isn't spicy and everything, but these little ad libs, and they're, even if somebody pre-wrote them and they told them to do it this way, their delivery is getting really, really good and believable. So you're watching these shorts and you're really thinking, like, it's all an act, but you're really looking at it and saying, okay, I can like suspend my disbelief with this and really think that this is what they would be like out here, and this is like what they really did, because this is their character, and that's what I think a lot of people kind of forget, especially, is that if you can't entertain, it doesn't matter how good a wrestler you are. I mean, to an extent, of course, some people get by just because of how really good they are, but like, they probably aren't going to be the main event, or they aren't going to be the biggest superstar on it. And the reality is, we've had some people that were not that great wrestlers, but they became pretty good, but they are entertainers. And I really like, for example, The Miz. He started out, but he wasn't anything special. He went through the Performance Center and then had that whole like introduction where he kind of froze up a little bit, but now look at him. He's a world champion, intercontinental title, US title, all the above, tag team, has his own segment. I mean, just the staying power, like, it doesn't matter. He could lose every single week, every week, and it doesn't matter for him. It doesn't. He could be inserted into a title picture at any time, and if he wins, you're probably not going to like it, but you're not going to like think, oh my God, there's no way that could ever happen, because he's established himself with his character and his storyline. And so that's the interesting part, and especially with Judgment Day right now, I'm really looking forward to see. I think the lead up with WrestleMania with Rhea Ripley, that's where she's really cementing her status now, to getting to the point where it doesn't matter wins and losses and things like that her character is so set in stone now that she could do face turn, go back to being a heel. It doesn't. She's going to get your attention, and so hopefully with Dom, I really am rooting for him. I can't. This is hysterical. It's entertaining, and I hope that one day that the wrestling skills catch up to it, to this character, and that he's able to really kind of fulfill that potential. But again, if you haven't watched this short, please do. It's really funny, and I'm hoping that, I mean, I guess he's on Monday Night Raw, so I guess maybe we'll probably see a little bit on SmackDown tonight, but probably won't see too much until Monday, unless Judgment Day has a segment or something because of Rhea Ripley and the Charlotte WrestleMania showdown. So I'm gonna be on later as well, because do a SmackDown recap and stuff, and like I'll do predictions and stuff for Elimination Chamber. That's tomorrow. So thanks for watching. This is Bad Guy Wrestling, and subscribe and check out some more.